and girls, welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. I am exhausted. I just got back from a road trip. I was hiking in the Canadian Rockies and I had a great time, but I still thought I should give you a GH MV today. First of all, let's talk about Steve Burton, because we can't not talk about Steve Burton. Patient 6 has made his great escape from the Russian clinic. He managed to get a paperclip left on a file stupidly left on his bed when the doctor thought he was unconscious. I don't know how he was able to stand all those drugs and still be awake. Regardless, he got the paperclip and then he dropped it, but then Ava picked it up for him and helped him escape. All signs right now seem to point that he is the real Jason. However, it's not the first time GH has done a bait and switch, so I'm holding off. The other possible person he could be is a guy named Drew. He is the boy in Franco's old picture. As the poorly rewritten story goes, Susan Moore had twins. Not one boy, but two boys. One being Jason, another boy named Drew. She gave that baby Drew to Betsy Frank to raise. Her supposed reasoning being she didn't want Alan to get a hold of the other baby, you know, the whole Quartermaine baby hog story. They want everyone to be the Quartermaine heir. Now me, being a pretty decent GH history buff, knows that Susan Moore was pretty happy to have a Quartermaine child, if only for the reason that they would have one hell of a trust fund when they're older. So both of her boys would be cared for no matter what happened to her, you know, like a murder or something. Shaking my damn head. So poorly executed rewrite aside, we got another Quartermaine. The mystery question is Billy Miller playing Drew or is Steve Burton playing Drew? Like I said, all signs point to Steve Burton being the real Jason. However, it's not unlikely that GH is willing to pull a bait and switch, no matter how frustrating it is. So I know a lot of people believe it's Steve being Jason, but I don't know. Anyway, it seems that a lot of storylines are taking place outside of Port Charles on GH currently. Hannah and Finn are off on an adventure of blackmail. She's blackmailed him into helping her find out if Valentine has anything to do with the mysterious diamond that was found on the Cassadine property. They found this woman who I'm pretty sure her name is Cassandra, refresh me if I'm wrong, that has some kind of connection to this sort of plot. Finn is doing it against his will, but Anna's convincing him it's for the greater good. Y'all know I love me some Anna Devane. Honestly, she's probably my favorite character on the show, but the way that they have her obsessing with Valentine is kind of annoying. If only for the fact that we know that the writers are themselves obsessed with Valentine and that he'll never actually get accused of anything and be proven to have done anything and go to jail for what he's done. So essentially, it's a storyline that we know the ending to already. That's not fun to watch. Speaking of storylines that aren't fun, we've got Ask Manlanders going on. It seems to be the storyline on the show that is universally loathed, and at first it appeared that this storyline seemed to be coming to a close. Maxie actually came up with a brilliant scheme to make sure that Nathan's identity didn't get revealed. A brilliant scheme involving a bunch of men dressed up as Ask Manlanders, including Nathan, at the premiere of the book signing. The publisher loved the idea. Unfortunately for him, Spinelli stepped in. Spinelli saw Nathan with Amy and assumed that they were having an affair and confronted him, which led Nathan to yell, "I'm Ask Manlanders!" in front of the entire restaurant where the premiere was had. Yelled louder than he's ever yelled before. In all honesty, I thought that Maxie's original plan and having it play out in the best way possible would have been a great end to the story. It would have been the summer fluff that it was supposed to be, but it looks like it's going to be dragging on a little bit longer. If you ask me, I think that a great storyline for Maxie and Nathan would be Maxie getting her own fashion magazine and having to face off with Nina and being like at a war with each other, because Nathan would be right in the middle of it. And it would be hella entertaining. And it would give Kirsten Storms a great storyline to have. Much better than Ask Manlanders. But that is my 2 cents in my tea. Let's talk about Michael and Nelle. It turns out that her ex-fiance's sister showed up to town to give Carly some answers about what happened between the families. Her story to Carly goes a little bit different from the story that Nelle has been saying. If you guys remember, Nelle's storyline about Zach's family is that they never liked her from the beginning. They were rich snobs, they thought he could do better than a poor girl. Zach's sister's story to Carly, on the other hand, was that they actually liked Nelle at first. Much like Carly liked Nelle at first. But then Nelle isolated him from his family, and then he mysteriously dies in a boating accident. That woman was very convincing, and up until this point, I had no reason to even suspect that Nelle may be the Black Widow everyone makes her out to be. But now I got my thinking cap on. I don't know. Zach's sister confronted Nelle at her house. Apparently all she wanted from her was Zach's wedding ring back. She claimed to not have it. She said that she lost it. Of course, Zach's sister did not believe her. Michael did. He was there to try to break them up. up. Nelle got called into work, so Michael decided to stay back and help her unpack her things. And while unpacking, he came across a very expensive looking wedding ring. I'm interested to see where they go from here. So yeah, it was a very interesting week in Port Charles, to say the least. I, for one, am definitely looking forward to this week's General Hospital. I'm hoping by the end of it, Steve Burton makes his way back to Port Charles, whether he's Drew, Jason, or the Sandman. I don't care. Just bring him back to Port Charles. Let him meet the people that he's supposed to be interacting with. But that is all for my video today, folks. If you liked it, give it a big old thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel if you want to. And also, comment below on who you think Steve Burton is playing. Do you think that he is the original Jason Morgan? Or do you think that GH is doing a fake out and making Steve Burton play Drew? I will catch you guys next week.